Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Extreme Business Show on CKPM FM. You're listening to Tom MacDonald. I'm a local telecom entrepreneur. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I've taken some of the knowledge I've gained and some of the contacts I've made, and I've taken it to the radio station, and we produced a show with it called the Extreme Business Show, where we try to show you different ways of extreme profitability in your company, taking your company to the next level. Every company, as you know, if you've been listening to this show, the only reason for creating a company is to set it up so that you can sell it down the road. It might be to your kids. It might be to a stranger. It doesn't matter. What you want to do is you want to build it up, sell it, do it again if you can, make a lot of money, build up your bank account, build up your retirement portfolio so that you're successful in your lifestyle goals, because that's one of the biggest reasons why we're being in business, because we love it. We don't want bosses. We want our time to ourselves, and we want to build ourselves a success pot of gold down the road. So our goal is to show you how to do that with all of the little details that come along with running a business and then running a business successfully. Today, we're going to be talking more about digital media marketing with a business innovator, a social media innovator, I call him, because that's exactly what he's done. His name is Darrell Backen with Backen Media, and he's in studio with me today. Welcome and good morning, Darrell. How you doing today?
Good morning, Tom. I'm doing well.
Good. Now, you started out. Let's just tell the listeners a little bit about where you started. You were a print media guy for quite a few years.
Yes,
weren't
I
you?
published Home and Leisure magazine, and basically, I came up with the idea that I want to get the new method of marketing is on Google and mobile marketing. I wanted to come, instead of having truckloads of magazines that go to recycling, I wanted to have something that was totally green, no garbage, no environmental damage, and the information people carried around all the time on their iPhone or Android.
And along came the internet. Boom.
Yes.
Therefore, print media is still around, but the internet has taken over largely. We know that because we've seen a lot of newspapers being shuttered in Chicago and New York and many, many other places. Although other ones are still making a success out of it by being community. I would say this radio station is a good example of an old school or old technology medium surviving by becoming local and community-based and local-based as opposed to trying to be everything to everybody. And it's a successful story. But you're doing the same thing except for online as well. You're taking businesses that want an online presence. And believe me, if you're in business and you don't have an online presence, I'm wondering why you wouldn't have one. And if you do have one, you're probably following the herd mentality and you've put up a website. You've gone and got a WordPress website or Yahoo website, and you've done some stuff. You put some pretty pictures up there, maybe a contact, maybe a map. Maybe you've spent some money and you've got somebody to what they call search engine optimize your website so that there's a chance that it'll be found. Well, tell you what, go to your friend's computer, not yours because you probably got a history on it, but go to a different computer or open up a browser in what they call stealth mode or incognito mode, where they don't look at your history and know that you've been to your site 30 times in the last day to see where it searches on Google. But go somewhere blank and type in your name of your store, G&F Pet Foods or whatever in Coquitlam, and see if it gets found. Or just put in generic stuff like pet food Coquitlam. See if you get found. You probably won't. Most people don't. They think that they've got a profile, and they don't have a profile. And a lot of the reason is because Google's not friendly to websites, and Darrell has a solution to that. We're going to talk about that when he gets back, because one of the things that Darrell has done is found a way to work in Google's domain, in their kingdom, and make your small business afford an online presence that's going to be inexpensive and permanent, or at least pretty permanent. Your stuff is sticks around for quite a while.
Stuff that I've done 5-6 years ago are still on the front page.
Worldwide.
Yes, worldwide.
Like I think you've got a kitchen designer or something like that. You
right.
can find them
Places
anywhere.
around the world.
Yeah, around the world.
Yes.
So this is what Darrell does. We're going to get back to you after the station break, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of referral marketing. We all know that referral business is a big part of any business to grow. What they like about you, they tend to talk to their friends about.
Right.
And you have a way of doing that online, the digital referral marketing system we're going to talk about.
Right.
We'll be right back after these messages. You're listening to the Extreme Business Show on CKPM FM. Stay tuned. for some great advice for your business. Get ready, grab a pencil and a paper and sit down and write this because it's coming your way. Welcome back. I'm glad you're joining me. My name is Tom McDonald. This is the Extreme Business Show on CKPM FM. We're your new local Tri-Cities independent radio station, and we bring to you local content. Although it's global in nature, like Darrell Backen, who is a social media innovator in online presence, what you do affects a company worldwide, but you're right here in Port Moody, aren't you?
That's right, yes.
That's awesome. And the things you discovered or you hooked together, you did it out of your computer room in your home. Thousands
Yes.
of hours.
Well, the secret to everything online, wherever you are is where it's placed. So it's you don't have to have a huge operation anymore.
No, you certainly don't.
I don't have the overhead I had with the magazine. Yeah, much different. And that's where I can pass the savings on to my new clients.
Yes, for sure. And a lot more success, too. I know with me, they produced some amazing success, stunning success that I'm still enjoying. One of the things we were going to talk about is referral business. If you're not getting referral business in your business, you're missing out. You're missing out on huge sales. A lot of the referral business is stealth. You don't know about it. People show up, and you may or may not ask them, how did you find me, or why did you come into my establishment or buy a product or service from me? But most cases, you don't do that. But you have a way of doing this online, digital referral, that probably measures that a lot better and helps a company get to the next level on their online presence. So speak to me about that. How does that happen, and what do you do to make that happen?
Most companies have never taken the time and effort to think of what do they have as a strategy to build referrals. They just hope it happens. And what I did is I said, I took that as a project, and it says the best way to have a referral is to have an accurate referral. Okay, say if you had somebody paint your house 10 years ago, now it needs to be done again. Likely they didn't keep your card, and likely that painter's changed his phone number 2-3 times. But if you had an app that was current all the time, that would make the difference. And when they saw somebody that, oh, you need your house painted, okay, well, click, call this guy. Well, that would be simple and easy, and that fellow would get that job again. Painter, plumber, telephone system, all of those, they all have the same problem, which is the lead time between, you're going to need a pizza again next month. You're not going to need a telephone system for another 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Yes.
And the thing is, your phone lines may change, your address may change, many things change, but if they have their app with them that they can just minimize in there, and they can share, oh, where'd you get your phone system? Or who painted your home? That's the quickest, easiest way to get an accurate referral. People only remember 30 to 40% of what they need to give an accurate referral. What's the correct phone number? Who's the guy? What's his name? What's the company name? What's the address? They only remember 30% of that. They usually think it is, yeah, that guy in Coquitlam. The guy in Coquitlam did it, and I don't remember his name. It was some strange foreign name.
Yeah.
That was it.
How do you do that specifically on the website? Like what innovation have you come up with it?
Okay, I don't do it on a website, but I develop an app that they
go.
share. Every time, well, say if you were going to buy a new car, let's say, okay, I had envisioned that a car dealer would give every new car owner an app that would have the service department and after-sales service and loaner car, everything, so to make their life easy. If I buy a new car, well, then I want to click on the button and have everything taken care of for me. And when I'm happy, then I'll share it with all my friends.
Mm-hmm. Now, getting my goal in this business or on this show is to introduce people to new innovative ideas so that they can get the jump up on the competition on the next person out there. It's not an infomercial about your specific product or service, but because you've innovated something and you stand alone, it's unique. I haven't found it anywhere else. I want to bring it out to the listeners so that they can become aware of it. If they're interested in using your service and they want to be able to make a lot more money online and get away from the madness that Google creates, trying to spend thousands of dollars on a better website and all of the stuff that goes with that, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, You can do an online analysis for them for free.
Well, I can give them benefit of my thousands of hours of trial and error. Unfortunately, for online marketing, there is no book that says do this, do this, do this. You can't. It isn't. And by the time you go to school to find out, that's already out of date. So I took it upon myself to learn from about 75 different sources, daily feeds of everything, because there's experts in every little segment, but not one expert in the whole thing. So that's what I created.
Yeah, and a lot of people go to like a website designer, and to me, that's the wrong way to go. If you're a business, the website designers don't know about your business. They don't know how your business operates, your profit margins, your operating margins, your client base, what the avatar is of your typical client. A web designer designs a website, so they make it look pretty, attractive, not necessarily found, and not necessarily relevant to a client. I found that happens too much out there.
Well, they do what their specialty is. Their specialty is not getting themselves found. When I look at so many beautiful websites and I look in the behind statistics of them, they don't have a meta description. They don't have any SEO keywords in it. It's going to look really good to everybody they show it to, and that's about it, because it'll never be found.
And that's the problem with websites, is there's an awful lot of ongoing work to continually get Google's bots, as they call them, to crawl to your website, list your pages, all the pages that you're supposed to have, read your H1, H2, H3, your meta tags, and then eventually try to, and look at your copy to see if it's changed reasonably frequently,
right?
So that it's relevant and new and fresh. That's an awful lot of work, and people spend thousands of dollars to keep all that going.
Right.
I know that. But another way of doing it is to market well to your client base using your app, which is what you suggested, and then using educational video marketing through, say, YouTube, which Google owns. So they favor YouTube as a search find.
Yes.
For instance.
Right. Basically, if you use, it was basic common sense. If you're going to use Google, which is the number one search engine, follow their rules and follow their systems. It makes sense. Don't try and invent your own, because it is going to, I don't ever place for Yahoo or Bing or anything. They'll get there eventually too, but it's not 80% of the market, which is what Google is. I don't know of anybody who uses these other ones as their home search engine. There are a few, but not many.
You actually inversed. Your strategy, the way I saw it, is you inverse it. Instead of driving people to your website first, and then going to the YouTube and the Twitter and the Facebook and the LinkedIn, you actually do it a different way. You drive people to either to the app or to a YouTube feature that then can take them to these other places, right? It's like you've changed the way that model is.
The difference is that figuring out, with your website, it's very hard to answer what the customers are typing in, because Google is a response system. If you type in, I want a yellow truck with with red headlights, well, that's a pretty specific thing. They type it in. Whatever is listed there will pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other thing too is that when people are putting descriptions in, it's like mailing a letter saying go to Santa's. It isn't going to go anywhere. It has to, or blank, the nice yellow house on the street. You have to have precise instructions for the Google spider bots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that you have to do that in your website. It takes a lot of work.
Yes.
So you can't be. So when people are searching, we're trying to figure out what buying habits are when people are searching. If they're looking for pizza in Coquitlam, if they just type pizza, they could get pizza in New York City. But Google does have a relevance where they geotag.
They geotag, and it's local search marketing.
So they're trying to keep it local. So you're not getting the New York City pizza place when you're trying to look for pizza. However, when you type in pizza and you just type in pizza, it's going to show all the places in Coquitlam, and then all the ones in Maple Ridge and all the ones in Burnaby. And you're just one of the crowd.
Right.
So your method helps you stand out from there with videos and et cetera.
I view the most valuable real estate on earth is the top 10 listings on the first page of Google. And what I've done is that you have to have a system and follow an integrated marketing system to be placed there.
Let's talk about that integrated marketing system and how you do that specifically when we get back right after this messages. We're gonna take a quick break now, but stay tuned because we're gonna drill down into some of the details about how this innovation in online presence is developing and how it's relevant to you. You're listening to the Extreme Business Show. I'm Tom McDonald. We'll be right back after these messages. Thank you for joining us and welcome back to the Extreme Business Show on CKPM FM. I'm glad you've joined us. I've got in studio with me a guest, a friend. His name is Darrell Backen. He's from Backen Media and he's an innovator. He's a social media innovator. He's taken some really cool apps that other people like Google has made with YouTube and Dot Tells, which is another one, and the search engines and iPhones and Android smartphones. And you've taken all that technology and you've put it in a blender and you've come up with a very unique, innovative way to help small businesses market online. One of the things that you were talking about off air was digital referral marketing. And I wanted to know a little bit about how you did that. Can you give us some sort of nuts and bolts so a user, a listener can understand, oh, I see what Darrell's trying to do here?
Yes, when you have had people, your customer base, and you've given them your app, which is a simple email and instructions to add to their home screen, then what has happened is that there's a section, if they want to refer you, they click on the button and it gives a positive referral to all of their social media, to all of their Twitter and all of their Facebook without them typing a single word. It's just a 2-button click.
Well, tell me more about that, because referrals are important. So is this something where people will say, Tom is great. He makes great pizza. Buy his pizza. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, I'll give you an example. I did one for the Kitsilano Chamber of Commerce, an app, and on there it said, well, it was my testimonial. It says I've been a member for many, many years, and I found it very beneficial, and I thought you may want to know about it. So when I clicked that on the Twitter and the Facebook, on the share button, it went to my entire social media, to my entire Twitter and Facebook accounts. And that exact wording is what was there. When I send an email, that's the text, that's the letter of the email. So I didn't have to do any work.
Yeah.
Or the next person didn't have to do any work.
And then that showed up on your Facebook page. So if people are looking on your Facebook page,
It
they
went
see.
on my Facebook page.
Yeah. On your
and,
LinkedIn.
Yeah. And the nice part is too is that my personal friends that get push notifications from me, it went on their first page of their iPhone.
Oh, okay. So that's a very unique way to do referrals, because I found myself, it's great to have referrals on my website, and I'm trying to get more and more on there. But it's difficult for people to put a referral on. Like Google reviews really vets their stuff very aggressively, and sometimes it doesn't make it on. Right. And then just doing it on LinkedIn or doing it on, I mean, LinkedIn's come up with their own solution. They
Right.
say endorse
Right.
somebody, but that's gotten so old and tired, I think.
Unfortunately, people are just pressing the button,
Just pressing the button, moving on.
and it's not enough. But
Yeah.
the thing is, and it doesn't say anything about what you've done.
No, it's
just
not
a picture
personal.
of
It's
you.
just an
Yeah.
endorsement of
You
the,
can write
know.
a personal endorsement, but you know what? People don't write anything. That's why I devised this system.
Yeah.
If they read it and it says, well, it makes sense, yeah. I bought this car, I'm happy with it, and deal with Joe at Joe Blow Pontiac or something like that. Well, that's simple, and it says, yeah, I agree with that, it was good. Press the button, and it's done.
So you're getting the automation that LinkedIn is trying to do, but you're
Right.
getting the personal touch, which LinkedIn fails at with this endorsement
Well,
thing.
they're good, but the thing is that everything changes. You know, remember, Google's just turned 15 years old.
15?
15 years
Wow.
old. I mean, all the major fortunes in the world are less than 15 years old. That's
Yeah, the most
amazing.
money that's been made has been made in the last 10, 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And out of information marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Because little companies can reach millions of people now.
Well, Google paid a couple of kids $5 billion for YouTube. They were less than 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. When I was 25, I was nowhere near that.
And Google paid a lot less for Motorola,
Yes.
and then dumped them, I think, just recently too. If I'm
I
not
didn't
mistaken.
follow that one, but
Yeah, they only paid a few, like I don't know, $10 or $12 billion. I mean, which is huge, but
Yeah.
for Motorola, which is a mainstay, they've been around for decades. You know, as solid technology. This kid come along, makes YouTubes, and get 2 or 3 times more money for them, and it's prevalent now as Motorola is becoming more and more irrelevant.
Right. Well, if you look at the situation, is that whatever your business is, you need to have a strong online presence. You have to have an integrated digital marketing strategy, and you need to have an app. I mean, they're so affordable. When I went through searching apps, I wanted an app. So, okay, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Got all these weird quotes, and you got to do it for Apple, and you got to do it for Android, and
And BlackBerry.
Scrap that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to scrap that idea. But then I learned about the other system, and I said, well, that works. That's what I want. And I can share it by email and share it by instantly on the phone, but I can send it to 20,000 people, and they have my app.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted, and that's what I share with people.
Yeah.
There's simple new technologies that you don't have to do things complicated and expensive.
Well, small businesses like us are inundated with a lot of advertisements. We get calls every day about being number one on Google's search engine. They charge thousands of dollars for that, mostly because businesses, Yellow Page does the same thing. I mean, if you go to Yellow Pages, they'll try to get you on, they call it the find engine as opposed to the search engine.
Right.
And they'll try to get you ranked high, but they're not Google. So they can do it within their own domain, the Yellow Pages domain. They can get you ranked, but it's going to cost you a fair amount of money to do that.
I always laugh, and I always tell my customers there, when's the last time you saw a Vimeo or a Hulu or any of these other video things rank on the first page, any page of Google? They don't, because Google doesn't own them.
So Google doesn't want them up there.
Well, they're not giving them the golden gate.
Yeah.
You know, The only thing that ranks on Google, I've seen once or twice a Vimeo. That's about it. But the thing is that YouTube ranks consistently because it's blended and owned by Google. Now, the other thing too is that once you're using the system, my suggestion to anybody, use Google. Use every tool Google uses. Most people don't use Google Drive. It's a fantastic system.
Mm-hmm.
Google Maps. If you're not listed in Google Maps properly, you are losing a lot of money. Because some people, they type their name in, they figure that's it. If people are searching for your name, that's not a search.
No, that's not a search. If they're using your name, like Acme, ABC Acme Engineering Limited, well, it's going to only get you.
Yeah,
but people aren't searching for that.
No, that's not a new customer. They already know they're already searching for you.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for Acme or fasteners that maybe
tents, awnings, lighting, photos, whatever.
Here's the secret: what you do and where you serve. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And put an address on your mail. That's what I say is that because everything I've done, I learned by mistakes, and I've made hundreds and hundreds of mistakes. It didn't work. Try this. That didn't work. So when I come to somebody, I can share the knowledge that I've gone through, and it's been through many, many late nights till 2 a.m. figuring stuff.
Oh, I know, and I also know that when you share the knowledge with them, if they buy the system from you, it's theirs to keep. It's not like they have to keep you around forever.
No, I have certain programs. Own it or rent it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So then you're not necessarily a business partner. Although I think you should have Darrell as a business partner. It doesn't have to have his hand in your wallet all the time like Google AdWords do.
I work for people on salary, on a part-time salary. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Then they own everything that I build. I can do it as a contractor. I can work whatever system. My objective is to have them better off. Shut down.
So that's very important to know that it's going to cost you a little bit of money ongoing or a little bit upfront, but it's not huge costs. And it's the new way of to me, it's the new way of doing business is referral marketing online referral marketing is so vital.
Oh yeah,
you've got to have an ability to get reviews. I find reviews are very important. And Google Places, if you're not on Google Places, you got to get on it because you've got to get your Google reviews up, et cetera, et cetera. Those things are very important for any business to have. A great review, a great series of reviews. They're not hard to get if you can start to work at them, and especially if you can use a system like you've got, Darrell, where it makes it easy to push a review to Facebook and to LinkedIn and to an email or something like that. Do you have something for Google reviews at this point? Is that something you've been able to set up?
Well, Google reviews, basically, it's just the hard work. That's it. You got to write it. There's no automated system.
Yeah, they make you write it.
You have to.
You have to become an author.
Of course, I'm kind of lazy. I've learned to talk to my Mac, talk to everything. A little known secret there is that. Do you remember back in the days when you could have Google 411?
Yeah.
And it was free long distance anywhere in the world? I kept thinking, well, how are they doing that? Okay. Why would they do that? Because they wanted to have, there was a little thing you had to say that, okay, we get to use your voice and stuff. They revolutionized the digital
speech to text.
Speech detection.
Yeah.
No, it works.
That works great, yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to talk to you more about this. We're out of time, unfortunately, on this particular segment, but we'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away. You're listening to the Extreme Business Show on CKPM FM. My name is Tom McDonald. Be right back after these messages. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Extreme Business Show. I'm Tom McDonald. This is 98.7 CKPM FM, your new local Tri-Cities independent radio station. Glad you've joined us on this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm sitting here in studio with Darrell Backen. He's from Backen Media. If you email me, extreme@ckpmfm.com, extreme@ckpmfm.com. Tell me you're interested in Darrell's free analysis. There's online analysis of your company's online presence, and he'll produce a nice little package for you, and you can decide what to do with it. You may want to go with his solution, because I can tell you, man, it must have returned 10, 20 times for me. It was unbelievable. I mean, I spent $1 on Darrell and got $20 back. So that's a pretty good investment, in my opinion. So give it a try. I mean, I don't think you have anything to lose as far as I'm concerned. You know, just off air, we were just talking, Darrell, about how you think out of the box. As an innovator, as opposed to an inventor creates something from nothing. An innovator takes what's existing and creates something new. You were telling me about the Henry Ford story. How did he invent the assembly line? Tell me about that, because that's pretty cool. He took something and turned it around.
I do a lot of reading, a lot of just enjoyment researching. One of the things that I'd heard is that Henry Ford got the idea for the assembly line because he had visited a packing plant where they had lines of beef going down on this line, and they
a meat packing plant, yeah.
A meat packing plant in Chicago, and he saw instead of seeing carcasses being cut up, he envisioned, well, let's put together a car that same way, because the efficiency, and that's how he brought the price of a car basically about 1/3.
Yeah. So innovator, he didn't invent he did invent the assembly line, but in a way, it was already there.
He looked at a disassembly line and started an assembly line.
Exactly. He was watching the beef being disassembled.
Yes.
And said, if I reverse that process, I could assemble cars that way and just have everybody in a line move the car through the line instead of the people moving through the line to build the cars. Yeah. And that kind of innovation is what changes things. Google was an innovator. Darrell, you've been an innovator on the way you've tied a lot of the presence together, and you've made a couple of determinations. One is that you can't fight City Hall. So designing a great website and working your tail off to make Google appreciate it is a very tough and unrewarding experience, but you've got a better way of doing it.
Well, if you think of Google the same as the law of averages work in nature, I mean, there's 50 million eggs that are spawned for salmon, and about 10 of them get back up the stream 7 years later. The same as there's 50 million websites that are designed, and there's only 10 that get to be on the first page of Google.
Yeah.
And people aren't lazy. They're not going to go to page 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They're not interested.
So if you go photographers, Coquitlam, and you're number 34,
right,
or you're even number 11, or even
Yes.
number 10,
right,
the chances of you, because the first guy, if he's using your system, he's going to have a video
right,
on there. He's going to have a picture of himself or a picture of he's going to have a Google review. He's going to have the Google Places, which is a
Right.
big one. That's going to be up on the top.
right.
He's going to have read a review or look at the reviews, which is huge.
A digital brochure
Digital brochure.
that is from the magazine world. Magazines have a method of having an e-book version of their magazine, and I can put the SEO so that it shows up as well. We did one for you.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about that, I mean, I don't mind being in front of a camera, but a lot of people don't present well in front of a camera. I'm not sure I present well, but I don't mind being in front of a camera.
You enjoy it.
I like it. Whether I'm good or not.
You're an actor.
Yeah, different story. But a lot of people don't enjoy it. And
Yes.
so to do video marketing for them is not, it's painful. But
Right.
the way you've developed a system, they don't even have to be in front of the camera.
Well, that was such a simple thing. We took the Samsung brochure, went through it page by page, and you told me what it was about. And I asked you questions. So it was like a virtual sales call. It was 15 minutes long. Very highly effective.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that. And I think it's the way that small business people have to go. Unless you have a multi-million-dollar budget for production and post-production costs on video,
Right.
then you need to see Darrell, because it's not a big budget, it's a small budget, but the returns are pretty massive.
Well, look at the cost of a sales call. Somebody calls you up, they want to see what you got to say. You have to book time, drive an hour in traffic one way, fight the traffic, go sit there with an hour and go through them with that same brochure, flip through and say, when they want it, you click a button, you send it to them. They're taking the 15 minutes when they want to. They're having a coffee, reviewing, and listening to you. And that's simple. Now they've got, people have a more attention span because we grew up with television than with real people.
Yeah, and we're reading. They say people read at grade 5 level.
Yeah.
We got to wrap it, but listen, this has been great, Darrell. I'll have you back again. Thanks for this great golden nugget of information. And if you guys email me, extreme@ckpmfm.com, I'll get you over to Darrell, and he'll give you some free advice on your business. So go out there, Take this advice and make it a profitable day. Have a great, wonderful day. This is Tom McDonald, and I'll see you next time.